reed, mouthpiece, and ligature. The saxophone mouthpiece has a flat surface at one end, called the table. The reed sits on this table, as you can see. The other end of the mouthpiece is curved. This curve is called the facing. The facing provides an opening between the reed and the mouthpiece, allowing the reed to vibrate. Facings vary to provide small to medium or large openings. After the ligature is put on the mouthpiece, the reed should be placed so that it is even with the end of the mouthpiece at eye level. The reed should also be even with the sides of the mouthpiece. The ligature can then be tightened. If there are no special instructions with the ligature you have, the screws should be turned until they are snug but not tightened excessively. To establish a good foundation in playing saxophone, it is best to use a reed of medium strength and a mouthpiece with a medium facing. The reed must fit tightly so that air will not escape between the reed and the mouthpiece table. You can check this by covering the end of the mouthpiece, then drawing the air out of it. The popping sound means that the reed is sealing. It is possible to play on the reed that does not pop, but the results will not be good. If the reed is not sealing, it is probably because it is warped. It can be improved by sanding the back. Sand only that part of the reed that fits against the table of the mouthpiece. Use number 100 or 150 sandpaper and use a piece of glass or plexiglass that will support the sandpaper while you're doing your work. Sand a few strokes at a time. Use the pop test after each sanding to determine if the reed is now sealing. The reed must also be balanced. This can be checked by blowing on one side of the reed, then on the other. Use only the low register notes in this test and test only for response. If the reed is harder on one side than the other, some of the cane should be removed from that side. Start by scraping or sanding in area A. As you can see, the A areas are at the back and on the sides of the reed, while the B areas are near the tip of the reed. If the reed is still too hard, remove more cane from A and a small amount from area B. A word of caution here, do check with your band director or teacher before doing any kind of reed adjustment. Keep checking the balance of the reed. Remember, it is easy to remove cane, but it is impossible to put it back.